In a world in which our time is money and pressures to achieve more are increasing, we are slowly clouding our levels of social intimacy with each other. With social media readily available, we have replaced interpersonal communication with a quick and cheap fix of online social interactions. This impressive platform allows us to manage our social life easily and effectively. However, this online world is starting to take a toll on us. We are collecting friends like stamps and thus replacing quality with quantity, converting the deep importance of face-to-face intimacy with the exchange of photos and written words on a screen. Instead of forming real relationships, we are obsessing over endless personal promotions, depicting the best image of ourselves to the world. Social media is used as an effective and useful tool that our generation, Gen Y, thoroughly consume. But when we start to expect too much from these online interactions, our social reality can become blurred. So are we relying on social media too much? Are we the lonely generation? Let's investigate. What is your overview on this topic, particularly concerning Gen Y, our generation, and social media?
So there's a lot of research around this, particularly out of Australia and the UK in the last couple of years, about the age group between 18 and 35 being classified as being the most lonely group of people, according to a couple of different surveys, one in the UK and one here. And what's really interesting about it is that there's this really awkward conundrum between people who are using social media, which is predominantly that 18 to 35-year-old group, and the experience of loneliness.
I think we're so absorbed in social media and technology and online and all those sorts of things that we aren't valuing time like together, like human to human sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, there's this researcher called Hugh Mackay, who is an Australian kind of social commentator, social researcher. His RSI, he calls it reduced social interaction syndrome. And what he means by that is that he says that by interacting face-to-face with people, we're actually getting what he calls emotional nutrition, which means we get to fill up on the feelings of love, the feelings of goodness, the feelings of wellness that make us good human beings, make us feel like we belong, whereas social media doesn't allow you to do that.
How often would you say that you use social media each day, and why or why not?
See, I pretty much use it every single day.
When I first wake up in the morning, during the day, and before I go to bed, so quite often.
I would say I use social media like most of the day whenever I'm not busy or doing something, so probably 10 hours a day I'm always on it.
And there's a woman called Baroness Professor Susan Greenfield, and she comes to Australia a lot. She's written a lot of books around the way that the brain has changed, particularly the way that the brain has changed in response to images. So her area is a thing called neuropharmacology, which is the way that drugs affect the brain. But what she's also interested in is the way that relationships, and particularly technology and therefore social media, has impacted the brain.
It could be, very much so. If you're finding yourself afraid of going out and being social because you don't understand how to interact socially.
And it's easy way out is just online.
Yeah, to stay at home.
Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. I have sleeping problems because of my phone.
Yeah.
I can let go of it. Like, even if I don't have anything to do with my phone, I still want to grab it.
Yeah.
Just to, I don't know, yeah.
Most of our communication is now dominated through image. So you look at Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, it's all image driven. And what's happening over time is that we're losing or the area of the brain that's responsible for verbal and written communication is reducing. And the area of the brain responsible for visual communication is increasing. So I think if there is a message, I think we have to be very aware that our use of social media is actually changing the structure of our brain.